Shalom. This is Minister Sarah Abraham Israel with the Sarah Blessing Ministries. And before I get into this message, let me give the Lord some praise. Lord, I honor you. I glorify you. I lift up your holy name. You are Jehovah Jireh. You are my Jehovah Shalom. You are the Prince of Peace, King of Kings, Lord of Lords, my everything. And I thank you for watching over me, for protecting me, for growing this ministry, your ministry. And this word will go out uninterrupted by any demonic or satanic force, and it will reach the hearts, ears, and minds of everyone you have gathered to hear this message in the mighty name of Jesus. I'm sitting here listening to love songs and having myself a good time, just me, myself, and I, just enjoying. And I thought about, have you ever eaten something, you're sitting down for dinner, you have the whole meal, it's everything that you wanted, your plate is full, everything that you wanted is on your plate, you're eating it, you're enjoying it, just like you're enjoying everything. You're done eating, you put your fork down, and you're looking around because you're still hungry. You ate everything on the plate. You cleared the plate. There's nothing else on there. Not another morsel in sight. You ate everything and you're still hungry. It's like you're starving. And do you know what that feeling is? That's your spirit speaking to you, calling out to you, letting you know that there's something inside of you that's unsatisfied, that's unfulfilled. And it's similar to hunger, but it's not the same thing. It's a spiritual hunger, not a physical one. And as I'm listening to these love songs, I'm thinking about how much energy and focus and attention that we put into other people, like a partner, like a spouse, somebody that you're pursuing. And I think about how you put so much time and energy and effort and focus into them. And then that's just a person, though. That's a person who has flaws. They have character traits, some of them that you might not like or get along with. Let's say you do get together and you do like that person. You probably don't like somebody in their family. You might be at odds with one of their family members, even though you get along with them. There's so many things that come along with it. And what people usually forget about, or who they usually forget about, is our creator, the one who made them. And they put all of this focus into a person, a mortal being, while ignoring the one who actually truly loves them and cares about them always, eternally, always and forever. And the more time and focus and effort that you put into another person, the less time that you're going to be putting into God, because you can't serve two masters. You can't be putting your all into one person on earth and then also serving God. One of them has to be first. It's either going to be God being first or a person. But for most people, they would rather put all of their energy, their love, as they call it, into one person, because they're expecting to feel loved back. The same way that they love that person, they're expecting that person to love them back. That's why they put so much energy and love into one person, is because they're expecting to receive. But it doesn't work that way. What happens is you end up making that person an idol, and they can absolutely never, ever, they can never fulfill the hole in your heart that you have, the emptiness that you have in your heart. That is a spot that only God can fill. And the only way you won't have that emptiness, the only way you won't have that loneliness and that lack inside of your heart where you have to fill it with something, the only way that you won't have that or feel that is when you're magnifying the Lord, when you're glorifying Him, when you're turning your love and your attention number one focused on God. When you're putting God as your number one focus and your number one love and your first love, that's when He can fill that place inside of you that nothing else can fill. And this is especially important because God is reuniting us with our kingdom spouse. Men, you are going to be reunited with your kingdom wife. Women of God, you are going to be reunited with your kingdom husband. But here's the thing. As amazing And I'm going to tell you what right now, there is no man on this planet that can do for me in any way what my husband does for me. And it doesn't matter where he is in the world and where I am in the world, I still feel it. His spirit is in me, and it always will be as long as I'm alive. There's no one else that can do for me what he does for me. Even just thinking about him, I don't even talk about him that much because I'm trying to keep myself together. And every time I talk about him, like I just go in a different direction. Like I forget about the message. I'm focused on him. And so I'm trying to keep it focused. But what I'm saying is God has to be number one, no matter how amazing your spouse is. And when he puts these marriages back together, they're going to be something that the world has never seen before. The energy of my husband, when I think about him, it's like fireworks and dynamite and like your favorite song all mixed together. It's just like, woo, like I can barely keep myself together. I can barely even articulate it. It's on another level. Like our love is from another galaxy, from another time, like another realm. It's not even from this earth. And so as amazing and gorgeous, glory to God, as gorgeous as he is, he cannot be number one. God has to be number one. God has to be my first love. He has to be who I talk to first when I wake up and as I'm going to sleep at night. It has to be, God needs to be number one, top of mind, first place. He's got to be first, number one. And then the love that I have for God, that also encompasses the love that I have for my husband, because since I love God so much, I'm definitely going to honor my husband because my husband is God's son, and the glory of God is definitely in my husband. The glory of God shines all through him. And so, of course, I'm going to honor my husband. He's Lord of our house. He's king of the castle. He's number one at home. But in the spiritual realm, I have to be giving honor and glory to the Lord first, then my husband, then myself, then my children, then everybody else, as far as the order of how I'm showing love and consideration and kindness to people. God first, then my husband, then me, then my children, then my family, then everybody else. And so there has to be an order to everything. God has a divine order on everything. And the order is that God has to be first. If God ain't first, everything else is out of whack. And that's definitely not what you want. You don't want to be living a whack life because you don't want to put God first. But that's how a lot of people are living, because they're running and chasing people. Some people chase money, cars, relationships. Those are the most common things. Fame. Anything can be an idol. Anything that you're putting in front of God, that is an idol. And none of it will satisfy. At the end of it, nothing will satisfy you. It won't even have any meaning. Once you get it, you'll hate it. Sometimes the Lord lets you get things that you want just so you can see that it doesn't satisfy. It's actually not what you wanted. Because if God ain't in it, it's worthless. It's absolutely worthless. And I've actually had people offer me things. Like, for instance, one time I was just singing to myself, enjoying myself. And somebody heard me. It was a guy, and he heard me and he said, listen, because I was just playing around. I was like, I was just playing. I was singing, and it wasn't anything serious. I was just singing. He heard, and he said, listen, if you really want to sing, I know some people I could really put you on. And I heard it with my spiritual ears. See, sometimes when people say something, God speaks to you in a different language. And at that time, the Lord had already given me spiritual discernment. So here's what the guy said. He said, if you really want to sing, I know somebody that can put you on. In the spirit, this is what the Lord said to me. That's fame. The idol that he's talking about is fame. That's how the Lord said it to me. He said that would be what he's talking about is fame, and that's an idol. And I immediately said to him, I was like, no, I'm okay. And I didn't even tell him what I heard in the spirit. I was just like, no, I'm good. Because people will offer you things because they see that you have godly characteristics. You have traits in you, and everybody doesn't like your shine. Everybody doesn't like the shine that you have when you're glorifying God. And some people will try to dim your light. Some people will try to either attach to you to bring you down or to control you. And I felt that. What I felt was, oh, if you do some things in the industry, then you can get put on as a singer. Hell to the no. And I said it like I meant it. Hell to the no, because that is literally a form of hell. Hell is a state of being. You can be on earth and be in hell. And that's exactly what he was offering. He tried to make it sound nice, like saying, oh yeah, if you want to sing, I can put you on. No, but I heard hell. I heard like fire and brimstone type of hell. That's what I heard with the offer that he made. And so God gives his children discernment, spiritual discernment, so that when people try to run to us and offer things, we're like, nah, I'm good. I'm good, partner. You can keep that to yourself. Nah, player, keep that to yourself. I don't want it. And everything, my Father takes care of me. So I don't need anything from some slick talking person trying to offer me something. I don't need nothing like that. I never have, because God takes care of me. And so I said all that to say, put God first. God will take care of you when you put him first. He will take care of your spiritual needs. He will fill that place inside of you that feels lonely, to where you don't got to go out and do crazy stuff to try to chase something that's going to ultimately destroy you in the end. Just put your trust and faith in God right up front. And then you don't have to find out the hard way how nothing else will satisfy, nothing else will work. So meditate on that message that the Lord just gave me. And until next time, shalom and be blessed.